this session, we're very happy to have Jaadee, who's Haida, and those of you who were at the Capitol last night were enamored of the fact that she came on stage with us, just singing one note, and the whole house just was complete hush. It was a magic, lovely moment. And she told us one of the multi-thousand stories of the radio that come down. She said if she lived for 150 years and told the story every day of her life, she still would have tens of thousands of Raven stories to tell, which is a beautiful thing. So, hope you give a good welcome to
Can everyone say how? Thank you in my language. There will be a test. I am a teacher. Let's see if you get A+. If you fail, well, you get to stay with me for the rest of the day. I'm just kidding. I want to acknowledge the territory that I've come to visit. I hope I pronounced this correctly. I am very honored to be visiting the territory I was next. It's such a beautiful place. It has captured my heart. It really has. And even if I decide to stay here for the rest of my life, the rest of my, well, I'm not going to say there's 150 years left, but until I'm 150, that's a long time from now, kids. A long, long time, in case you think it's just coming around the corner. It's a long time. I don't just look good for my age. When I pass on into the next life, I'll still be a visitor here because my territory is on Haida. Can you say Haida? It means the land of the people. And I was born and raised there, but it's such a powerful place. If you've ever been to Haida, and if you haven't been and you decide that you really want to go, it used to be called the Queen Charlotte Islands. It's south of Alaska, north of Vancouver Island, west of Prince Rupert. It's a 6-hour ferry ride from Prince Rupert to Antigua Landing, and then 90 minutes to drive to get to my village, called Massive, where I live. It took a long time for me to get here. I flew in twice to Castlegar. Before I landed. I laughed the whole day when I heard that. And I still laugh when I talk about it. But anyways, I had to live away for 26 years away from my village. I had to grow up a little bit. I'm still not grown up yet. I mean, don't tell my mother, don't tell my father. I'm never going to grow up. I decided, because an elder taught me, when we believe that we're old, we'll become old very fast. So I'm never going to be finished. I'm always going to look after that precious child that lives in me. And I hope all of you do the same. So what I want to do is I want to sing a song, but I'm not going to sing a sacred song. I see there are cameras here.
I can turn the camera off.
Oh, no, that's okay. No, really. It's all right. What I'll do instead is I'll sing one of our traditional songs. This is The Grizzly Bear Tried to Kiss the Eagle. So the grizzly bear, I don't know if you can see my vest, it's one of my crests. It's one of my crests that I can use. I'm wearing my eldest son's vest, but he has long outgrown it. It looks like a teeny little thing on him now, so I get to use it. In hopes that I'll grow into it one day. No. But, so the grizzly bear is one of my crests. We have 14 crests, and that's reminding me I didn't introduce myself properly. Some of you have already heard this spiel, but I'm compelled to share it every time. Kung Jaadee. Kung Jaadee hinu had kith kadikya. So my Haida name is Moonlam. Can you all say Kung Jaadee? Kung Jaadee. That's my name. Roberta Kennedy hinu yatsade kith kadikya. You don't need to say Roberta Kennedy. I know you all know how to pronounce and speak English. This is a name that I do not like at all. So if you call me Kung Jaadee, if you can, it makes my heart sing. Yagujanas Studieskak. I'm from the Yagujanas Raven clan. Hadsne Studieskak. I'm from the Shark House. Doddens isken Middletown people studies Goblin. I'm from the village of Doddens and from the Middletown people. Our village was so big, we had 3 villages in one. The front town people, the Middletown people, and the rear town people. And I'm from Middletown. So when I'm in my village, I introduce myself like this so the elders know exactly which family group I'm from. Usually by then they're doing the checks and balances, they're looking at my face to see who I look like, and they say, aha, that's where she's from. And I'm doing it as an example for the younger people, because not all of them know which clans they come from. I really want to try and encourage it. And a lot of them are shy to speak our language, and I'm just a baby about learning it. This is only my 3rd year, but I'm working so hard to do it, and I'm teaching my language to our tribal school in my village, just 5 minutes walk away from my house. So a long introduction to tell you about this song. This grizzly bear woman, so a Yagojanas, Raven clan woman. And I belong to the Raven clan because my mother is Raven and her mother from the beginning of time. If I have a chance, I'll tell you that story. And my mother married my father, who's Eagle clan. And because his mother is Eagle, he's one of 10 kids with 7 sisters and 3 brothers. And they're all Eagles because their mother and their grandmother and their great-grandmother, and from the beginning of time, they're all Eagles. So we have Eagle clan and we have Raven clan. So this Raven woman fell in love with this beautiful Eagle man. But in the story, it was a grizzly bear who fell in love with this Eagle. And she loved him so much. He was so handsome. Oh, goodness. He was flying over and she kept jumping up and trying to give him a squintla. Say squintla. 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 A kiss. And he did not want this one bit. I don't know what was wrong with him. Anyways, I bet she was beautiful. But he didn't like it, so he said, wait, wait. Maybe it was their first date, I don't know. Quay clear nang sawan, nang hoja nang oda, skuntla saganu, lagi li kwawayan, yay ua iay ala, yay ua iay ala. Yay ua iay ala. Quay clear nang sawan, nang hoja nang oda, skuntla saganu, lagi li kwawayan, yay ua iay ala. Yay ua iay a. Yay ua iay ala. Quay clean nang sawan, nang hoja nang oda, skuntla saganu, lagi kwawayan, yay ua iay ala. Yay ua iay a. Yay ua iay alo. How the losses. What is how The test starts already. How Wow, Auslan. Very good. How for being such good students in Jadee's class. So I want to tell you a story, and the story that I really want to tell you, it takes too long to tell it, so I'm thinking I might tell it later. I might tell it later at the Capitol. So I'll tell you something else. The story I want to tell you has to do with Raven's Feast. Suya, Huya, Nakislas, Raven, flew in the darkness, and he flapped his wings so hard. After thousands and thousands of years passed, he flapped his wings in this darkness, and it made our world so beautiful. He went into the world, and he made it perfect by creating the land and the water, and making the flyers and the four-leggeds, and all of us two-leggeds. He did all those things. And then he came to Haida, the land of the people. And there, he lived in a village alone. But while he was there, he started building houses. He built one house. But when he was done building that house, he just started building another house, and another house, and another house, and another house, and another house. For 50 years, he built house after house after house. And partway through, he stopped and wondered, why am I building so many houses? It doesn't matter. And he kept going and going and going, and then 50 years ended, and he stopped. He went into the world. He gathered some salmon. He gathered some clams and scallops, and dried and smoked some of these things and put them away for the winter use. He gathered berries and dried them as well and put them away. And then he sat down in his village because winter had come. He sat down and he had finished his evening meal, and he was asking himself, what am I feeling right now inside? Why? I'm feeling lonely. Lonely for the company of other two-leggeds. But what can I do about this? I know. I'll have a feast, and I'll invite the world to my feast. And he started to get up and invite his guests. I can't invite my guests. I only have enough food for myself, and it would be very rude to eat in front of everyone. So he gathered his fishing nets. He gathered his hunting spear. He gathered his clam baskets and his berry baskets, and he went into the world, and he gathered food, and dried it, smoked it, put it away. As weeks upon weeks upon weeks, and months upon months and upon months had passed, and then when he was happy, he got up. Now it's time to invite. I don't have any gifts to give my guests. What kind of host would I be if I had a feast without gifts? So this time, he went into the world with his tools, and he gathered cedar bark to make hats and clothing. He went and gathered some wood to make canoes. He went and hunted and stretched skin over hide to make drums. He made canoes. He made many things. As weeks and months and months and months and months passed, when he was happy. Now it is time to invite my guests. So I have to apologize to all of you. All those 26 years that I lived away from Haida, I became an urban Haida. Those of you who know it, can you point the direction of east to me? Diggeth Clyde. People are pointing in every direction. Everyone agrees.
Yeah.
I'm not even embarrassed. You know, I should be read by now by admitting you to use such foibles. So he turned to the east, and he stomped his foot 4 times. And you can stomp your foot with me, and I will count in Haida. Did Latsuri. Say it after me. Swanson, Stone, Shona, Stanton. And he looked to the horizon, and he saw coming all the different canoes, all the different types of clothing they were wearing, speaking their different languages, all the red-skinned peoples of our world, the aboriginal peoples of our world. And he welcomed them to his territory and sat them down. And then he turned to the south. Diggeth Clyde, help me. Oh, good. And he stomped his foot 4 times again. Go ahead and stomp. Swanson, Stan, Ronan, Swanson. And he looked to the horizon in this direction, and he saw coming all the yellow-skinned peoples of our world, wearing their different clothing, speaking their different languages, and traveling in their different canoes. And he welcomed them to his territory, introduced them to the first peoples, and sat them down. And then he turned to the west. Look at how fast I learn. And he stomped his foot 4 times. Swanson, Stan, Ronan, Swanson. And he looked over here, and he's getting so excited, he's practically jumping. And then he saw them coming in their different canoes, wearing their different clothing, speaking their different languages, all the black-skinned peoples of our world. And he beckoned them with joy and sat them down. And then he turned to the north, excuse my back, and he stomped his foot 4 times. Swanson, Stan, Ronan, Swanson. And he looked to the horizon, and for a moment he panicked. What if they don't show up? What if they don't? It's taking so long. But he looked again. And there they were, all coming in their different canoes, speaking their different languages, wearing their different clothing, all the white-skinned peoples of our world. And he jumped for joy and said, Hathquithka, come this way, and sat them down. He introduced everyone to everyone else. And they started telling their stories. They started singing their songs. They started dancing their dances. And then they feasted and feasted as days upon days and weeks upon weeks and months upon months and years upon years upon years passed around them. And when each guest was given a gift, he sent them back to the directions from whence they had come. I can't give you the story. I can't give you my songs. I can share my language, because our clans own these things. You can interpret the story however you want, but I'll offer my humble interpretation. Haida, good people. Yes, I'm talking to all of you. We have all been invited to Raven's Feast. We were invited when we were born. And every single one of us in this room and outside this room has been given a gift. And some of us know what that gift is. We are meant to practice it with our whole selves, with our whole being, with our whole heart, so that we can be shining examples to those of us yet who do not know what those gifts are. Song. I want to thank all of you for coming and listening to me. Haida. I want to sing you a song. I'm trying to think of which song wants to be sung, because the stories have spirits of their own. The songs do too. And I get to big trouble if I don't honor those things. So what I'm going to sing you is the Raven Love Song. This used to be a song to honor our ancestors, but now it's a love chant. So the purpose of the chant is to connect the body with the mind, with the spirit, with the emotions. May you all have safe journeys, and may your lives be long. May you feel blessed and loved. Hey, Allah, Allah, hey, Allah, 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 Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's on the map.
Okay, do not go away. Okay, I mean business now. I'm taking off my robe. Which I'll show you, by the way, because some of you probably haven't seen it. I'm not that tall. I always think I'm statuesque, but I'm only 5'3" and 3/4. I don't know what that is in centimeters. I should look at my driver's license. But this is Jaadee. This is Woman in the Moon. And maybe what I'll do is I'll actually tell you the story, because our moon is recently full. Our harvest moon, so beautiful. So this design is very different from my first robe that was given to me by my great-grandmother when I graduated from high school. This was given to me and made for me by my auntie, my mom's youngest sister. And it's very hot, I'll tell you. It's made with wool and melted ultra suede and a lot of heavy buttons and sequins. But really, I'm trying to figure out, she is shaped kind of like this. So her head is usually right up here, and it looks like a bird. It looks like a beak, a long beak, like a raven, because she belongs to the Raven clan. The story belongs to us. The crest belongs to us too. Her hand is off in this direction. Oh no, it's okay. I'll put it down in a minute. It's really heavy. And she has a berry basket that she holds in her hands. And anyways, you're welcome. I really believe that all the young ones that are born in our world are old spirits. Every single young one has come back to us to tell us something, to remind us of things that we've forgotten. And that little one reminded me of that. So you might see her legs bent that way. And I will put this down because it is even heavy just to hold it up. I think I'm going to have to make a robe that's like a summer robe with the lightest of materials. But I love it and I'm grateful for it. So, Yoth. Do you remember what Yoth means? Huya Menkislas. Raven. Yoth. Maybe because you didn't get to say Yoth. Yoth. Yoth created our world. And he lived in a village amongst other two-leggeds. And while he was living there, he had a feeling that it was time to get nosy and fly around the world and visit all the villages in our world to check everybody out, to see if we were still taking care of one another, to see if we were still loving each other. He visited all the villages on Haida, of which there were many. There used to be 10,000 Haidas in our world before contact. But this is a different story. I don't want to get there because it's very sad, even for me. There were villages all over Haida, and he flew above all of them and listened and watched, and he was smiling as he stopped at the edge of the final village, sitting in a very tall cedar tree, looking out over everyone. There, he saw a beautiful young woman named Jaadee. Jaadee. This means woman. And she was special. You could tell. Because if someone needed help, she would go and lend a hand. If someone needed something and she had it, she would go and give. She never waited to be asked. And no matter how hard she was working, she'd have a smile on her face and a song would come out of her mouth. And because of all these good qualities, everyone in her village loved her so dearly. This was their Jaadee, and they were proud to call her their own. When Jaadee's story begins, it was the time of the Cheen. Cheen. The salmon. The salmon were returning to the streams where they were born to make new salmon and die and complete that cycle of life. There were many Cheen coming home this year. Everyone in the village goes down to the river banks, where the elders teach the young people how to say the prayers how to dance the salmon dance and sing the salmon song, to thank those Chim for giving up their lives to feed the village for just one more winter. It's a lot of hard work. 2 weeks of working day and night. Even Gideon, children your ages, would be working. You'd be carrying firewood, or you'd be holding the elder's hand, and you'd be watching and listening for when it's your turn to do that work. So the first day, Jaadee went down to the riverbank, and she said the prayers to the Chim. She danced, and she sang with a very happy and light heart. But the day after, because she knew there were enough there helping, she gathered her berry baskets. She went to the berry patch. Because she knew it was also the end of berry picking season, she knew how much her relatives loved fresh berries. So she went to the berry patch, alone. And when she got there, she remembered the words of her nanny, her nannies. We say nanny. Her grandmothers. When you go to the berry patch, you must sing to scare away the bears. Now, if you're too quiet, those bears might hurt you. But they don't mean to do it. They are tawn bears. It's part of their nature. But if you are singing, they will leave you be. So she sang a song. And unfortunately, it's very sacred. So if you are recording, please do that. It sounded like this. How there were 2 bears in the berry patch, eating berries, eating lots of berries so they could get big and fat and sleep all winter. But they stopped eating their berries for a moment and looked in her direction. But then they kept eating their berries. But her song didn't only reach the bears' ears, it went higher than the berry bushes, higher than the trees and the clouds and sky, and out to the moon. It was daytime, so she could not see that moon. But the moon could see her as it looked to the earth and saw her singing the song over and over and over again. I must have her up here on the moon. This world is very new, yes. But already there are 2-leggeds who are feeling lost and lonely. They're feeling sad, especially in the winter when the nights are long and dark and cold. All they have to do is stand on the earth and look to the sky and know that Jaadee is singing for us all. So the moon stretched out a very long arm and a very big hand and wrapped itself around Jaadee. But it didn't tell her what it was doing. She became afraid as she grabbed a hold of some berry bushes to hold her to the earth. Digad Clyde, Digad Clyde. Help me. There was no one around to hear her cry. So that moon pulled harder, and those berry bushes broke off in her hands, and she went past the sky and onto the moon. And now she's Jaadee. But her relatives in her village don't know this, as they're cooking fresh salmon over the fire for the evening meal. They're looking forward to fresh berries for dessert, and they wait for her out of respect. But the fish gets cold and dry, and she does not return. So her parents, who are quite old, ask the young people, go to the berry patch. Go. Maybe her berry baskets are too heavy. Go and help bring her home. Maybe she's hurt herself. Bring her home to us. So the young people go and they see her footprints on the earth, but they stop without going in any direction. So they look under berry bushes and behind, and they call her name again and again and again. She never answers. So they return to the village with their heads down. And her parents are standing at the edge of the village, but where's Jaadee? Why isn't she with you? She's gone. What do you mean she's gone? She can't be gone. Go back to that berry patch and wait for her to come back there. Bring her home. She's our Jaadee. But she's gone. She's gone. They let out such a loud wail. And the news spreads through the entire village so quickly. Everyone cries, their hearts completely broken. Their Jaadee gone from them, from this world. They cry for 4 days. And each night, when the moon is in the sky, Jaadee is waving her arms frantically. Plant Sue! Plant Gusu! Stop! Plant! Jaadee got you stau. Everyone listen to Jaadee. I will sing for you again if you'd only stop. But her voice is too quiet. The noise too great. At the end of that 4th day, Jaadee remembers the berry bushes she brought to that moon. The sun is setting. The moon is returning to the sky, and she's quickly picking berries off of those bushes, and she's throwing them into the sky here and there, everywhere, where her relatives stop and point. Look, twinkling lights in the sky over here and over there, and that's when I noticed the moon for the first time in all those nights. Look. Jaadee. She's become Jaadee. Moon. Shh. She's singing. She's singing for us. I can't give you my story. We're very stingy people. It belongs to my clan. But maybe when you see our moon full, you'll see Jaadee there. You might remember my story when our winter is cold and long. Maybe it'll make your night a little bit brighter. But maybe you'll remember Jaadee. Travel in our world. This is a Maori elder. I wish I could say I was at Aotearoa, New Zealand, but I didn't meet him there. I met him in the Yukon at the Yukon International Storytelling Festival a number of years ago. And he taught me after you tell a story, you sing. And so that's why I do this. That's why I take my gujao. Gujao? Gujao. Perfect pronunciation. Are you Haidas?
In our heart.
So on my gujao, you'll see a killer whale. This is a 2-finned killer whale. Do you remember how to count? Swanson stone. So this has 2 fins. This is one of my crests. It was a gift for me on my birthday a couple years ago by Kootenay, who's a composer of songs. And I might sing one of his songs, I'm thinking. It feels like I have to. I'll sing it again, I think, because I want a lot of people to hear it. I didn't know that this was one of my family crests until he gave it to me. I didn't have a clue. We have about 14 crests, though, that we can use. So this is, we get together to sing great. So we get together. And really, when I think about this song, and I'm going to ask Kootenay solemnly if I can translate it this way, that every single person, I hope, is working so hard to make our world a better place. And you know what? We can do it really easily. I'm such a lecturer, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry at all. I'm shameless about it, okay? I've got to share it with the whole world. How we can make our world a better place is by loving ourselves as much as we can. Loving the way your face looks, the way your hair is, you know, even on a bad hair day, because I certainly have a lot of those. The way our bodies look. Loving all of us, because the Creator does not make junk. You are perfect just the way you are. When you love yourself as much as you can, you'll love absolutely everybody else. And you'll notice that every human is beautiful, even if they don't know it. And I want to tell you, I'm especially speaking to younger ones, because I only started loving myself a few years ago. I could kick myself for not learning this a long time ago. Learn now, because it's not too late. So this is, when I think about this, I like to think that every human being, though I know it's not true, but I'm very optimistic for our species, is working hard to make this world better. So we, Haida, we get together to sing our songs and make things great. Even if you're not singing, you're singing with your heart. Alangostalis gudi quadi cards go na. Alangostalis gudi quadi cards go na. Ooh 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 ah ooh ah 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 ah. Don't be shy, you can clap if you want to. I am shameless, I do ask for applause. The world revolves around me, I'm Kung Jaadee, right? Oh, wait a second, I'm the moon woman, right? If I were the sun woman, I guess the world would revolve around. Do you have any questions? Do you know everything there is to know about Haidas? Yes?
I'd like to know about the image on the drum and the face at the back of the photograph.
Right here. Yes. Well, as you know, this is a killer whale. It's a two-fin killer whale. So this, I would say, is a supernatural being as one of our crests that we can use. Occasionally this happens. We have something that is not of this world, it's of the spirit world. I don't know how we acquired it. I'm not exactly sure about that story. But this face right here, when I see it, I didn't get to ask Gamdame solemnly, but I'm thinking this is about Nana Simgit, and his wife, and I don't know why Nana Simget's wife doesn't have a name, that just drives me really bonkers, but there's a lot of names like that, there's a lot of stories like that where the woman doesn't have a name, and I'm like, we're matrilineal in tradition, she really should have a name, it just doesn't make any sense at all. So I would say Jaadee Hanas, beautiful woman, okay? Anyways, she in a different story, it was a one-finned killer whale. Like it was an actual killer whale that fell in love with Nana Simget's wife, fell in love with Jaadee Hanas. And he tricked her into the ocean. So her husband went hunting. There, I've switched it now, so he doesn't have a name, so I'll just say her husband went hunting. And he got an ermine, so a weasel, but it had the winter coat, so it was white except for the tip of its tail, which is dark brown. And while he was skinning it, he got a little bit of blood on the fur, and he said, "Oh, wife, you know, like I went hunting and I got this beautiful ermine skin, but look, I spoiled it, you know, like I can't get this blood washed off." And she took it, and this is a much summarized version. I'm not doing this story any justice at all, but I'm just, because you want to know. So she took it to the ocean, and she started to wash it, but the whale tricked her and managed to pull that ermine skin out further and further and further. So she was chasing after it until she was in deep water. And that's when the whale captured her and took her down to Whale Village and made her his wife, because he was so taken by her beauty, made her his wife. And Nana Simget, I should have said, her husband, her original husband, did not forget her. He loved her so dearly. He was determined to go down and take his wife back from that whale and bring her back up on land where she belonged. So he went down and he encountered some blind geese, of which he opened their eyes for them. And the geese, as a reward, said, "We will help you get your wife." And they said they'll pretend to be blind and they'll stumble over and pretend to like carry water and just dump it over the fire to make everything smoky in the house so no one can see, and then he can capture his wife. They warned him, though, she would not remember that she was actually married to Nana Simget first, that she thought she was a whale and she belonged in Whale Village. She wouldn't remember that until she surfaced and took her first breath of air. So she would struggle. And they gave him some things to help throw behind him to when the whale was going to chase him, because they knew that the whale was going to do that. So what ended up happening is he went in and captured his wife, and she struggled and struggled until she came to the surface, and then she remembered. And they got in the canoe and started paddling very fast to get away from there, but the whale was right behind, so he threw a rock behind him. And that rock became a very big island, and it stopped the whale for a little while. And they had to throw another rock and another rock until they managed to get to their village safely. And she never went near the ocean again after that. I know I'm not doing that story any justice, but that's what it has to do. Was there anything else before I vacate?
Oh, what's that?
This is the fin. So you know the side fin of the whale? When they flap that's to help them swim. So this is the dorsal fin, and that's the, like, I guess like a liver. And then there's the tail. There's the teeth, the eye, the head. So this one does have a nostril. Though really, this is supposed to be the blowhole, I think, because they don't have a nose. I think this goes back to the time when humans were able to change into anything they wanted, animals or people. And then there came a time when we had to decide if we were going to stay as humans or if we were going to stay as animals. So I'm thinking that's what that indicates. Yes?
Do you write news stories? Do you create news stories? Or
I do tell personal stories. Some of them are really quite sad, a little bit hard for young ears to hear. But I do tell my own stories, especially about why I became a storyteller. And that had to do with racism. It's on my website. sharkhouse.ca, sharkhouse.ca. I don't have any merchandise to give you or anything like that, but it's on my website there about how I became a storyteller. I had other experiences that really brought me into this world and what shaped me to make me the way I am today, to make me as happy as I am, because I am completely happy. But yeah, I do tell those kind of stories, if that helps. And I have written a few essays, and I've published in a few anthologies, not very many, but a few of them talking about the traditions of my nation, about the matrilineal traditions and other things as well. Did you have a question?
I was wondering about when you got your name, was it when you were born or was it in the beginning later?
Usually our names are given to us when we become adults, and this name was given to me at my great uncle's memorial potlatch. So he had passed away a few years before, and at these potlatches, anyone can get a name. Children can get adopted, if or adults can get adopted even. So non-Aboriginal people, if they come into my community and they are working alongside my people, sometimes elders and sometimes other people get so attached, they love them so much, they get adopted into one of the clients. So any European Canadian person that has come and stayed for the rest of their lives, and they've done that, they're either Eagle Clan or Raven Clan, and they're entitled to wear any of our crests on their vests. And so they're given a name as well. Thank you so much. Oh, I see a hand up over there. I think I've run out of time though, but what was your question?